The year was 1898. A wind of change blew across Africa, but it carried the bitter scent of colonialism. The British Empire, hungry for resources and power, had set its sights on the Niger River Delta. In this land of fertile plains and vibrant cultures, the people of Anioma, a subgroup of the Igbo people, would not surrender their freedom easily. They would rise against the invaders, their resistance echoing through the ages as the Ekumeku movement. This was not just a fight for land or resources, it was a struggle for the soul of a people. The Ekumeku movement, spanning over 3 decades, stands as a testament to the courage, resilience, and unwavering spirit of the Anioma people. Their story is one of defiance in the face of overwhelming odds, a beacon of hope for oppressed people everywhere. The Ekumeku movement was not merely a historical event. It is woven into the fabric of Anioma identity. It is a reminder that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles, the human spirit, fueled by the love of freedom, can overcome. The Ekumeku fought not just for their generation, but for generations yet to come, ensuring that the flame of liberty would continue to burn brightly. Section 5. The Iron Fist of Empire, British Response. The British, initially dismissive of the Ekumeku threat, soon realized the gravity of their situation. The constant raids, the disruption of trade, and the growing unrest among the population demanded a decisive response. The British responded with a brutal hand, determined to crush the rebellion and make an example of the Anioma people. They launched punitive expeditions into Anioma territory, burning villages, destroying crops, and terrorizing the population. They employed scorched earth tactics, hoping to starve the Ekumeku into submission. The British also offered rewards for the heads of Ekumeku leaders, turning neighbor against neighbor in a bid to break the movement's unity. Despite the brutality, the Ekumeku resistance continued. Their determination was fueled by a deep love for their land and a burning desire for freedom. The British, for all their might, could not extinguish the flames of resistance that burned in the hearts of the Anioma people. The conflict escalated, claiming countless lives on both sides, but the Ekumeku refused to be broken. Section 6. A bond of unity, transcending boundaries. The Ekumeku movement was not merely a localized uprising. One of its most remarkable aspects was its ability to transcend traditional boundaries. Recognizing the shared threat of British imperialism, the Ekumeku sought to unite different Igbo clans and even neighboring ethnic groups against their common enemy. They sent emissaries to neighboring kingdoms, urging them to join the fight against the British. The Ekumeku's message of unity resonated with many, and they received support from various quarters. This pan-tribal alliance, while not always seamless, demonstrated a remarkable level of political astuteness and a shared vision for a future free from foreign domination. This unity, however, was not easily maintained. The British, adept at exploiting existing divisions, used their influence to sow discord among the allied tribes. They played on old rivalries and made promises of power and wealth, effectively weakening the Ekumeku alliance. Despite these challenges, the Ekumeku's efforts to foster unity left a lasting legacy on the region, planting the seeds for future nationalist movements. The year 1902 marked a turning point in the Ekumeku movement. The British, frustrated by their inability to quell the rebellion, decided to launch a major offensive. They assembled a large, well-equipped force, led by experienced officers, with the aim of delivering a decisive blow to the British, having learned from their earlier encounters, now employed a more cautious and calculated approach. They advanced slowly, securing their supply lines and establishing fortified outposts to avoid being caught in ambushes. They combined their military might with a campaign of psychological warfare, spreading rumors and misinformation to demoralize the Ekumeku. Despite their fierce resistance, were gradually pushed back. The British, with their superior weaponry and resources, began to gain the upper hand. The Ekumeku, however, were not easily deterred. They continued to fight with unwavering courage, inflicting heavy casualties on the British whenever possible. The conflict raged on, but the tide had begun to turn. The climax of the Ekumeku resistance came in 1909 at the Battle of Agwu's Shrine. The British, determined to crush the movement once and for all, mobilized a massive force, equipped with artillery and machine guns. They marched towards the sacred Agwu's Shrine, a place of great spiritual significance for the Anioma people. The Ekumeku, led by the charismatic warrior Ochai, gathered their remaining forces to defend their sacred ground. They fought with the courage of desperation, their spears and arrows no match for the British guns. The battle raged for hours, the air thick with smoke and the stench of gunpowder. Despite their valiant efforts, the Ekumeku were overwhelmed. Oche, fighting with unmatched bravery, was ultimately killed, his death marking a pivotal moment in the conflict. The British victory at Agwu's shrine effectively broke the back of the Ekumeku movement. The remaining Ekumeku fighters, demoralized and depleted, were forced to retreat into the forests. The Ekumeku movement, though ultimately defeated, left an enduring legacy on the Anioma people and the history of Nigeria. For over 3 decades, they had resisted the might of the British Empire, defying all odds and fighting for their right to self-determination. The Ekumeku struggle became a symbol of resistance against colonial rule, inspiring future generations to fight for their freedom. Their story serves as a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the human spirit, fueled by the love of liberty, can achieve extraordinary things. The Ekumeku movement also left a lasting impact on Anioma identity. It fostered a sense of unity and shared purpose, transcending traditional boundaries. The memory of their collective struggle continues to bind the Anioma people together, serving as a source of pride and inspiration. Today, the Ekumeku movement is remembered as a pivotal chapter in Nigerian history. It stands as a testament to the courage and resilience of those who dared to resist the forces of colonialism. Their story, passed down through generations, continues to resonate with people around the world fighting for freedom and self. The Ekumeku struggle also serves as a reminder of the importance of unity and solidarity in the face of oppression. Their efforts to forge alliances across ethnic and regional divides offer valuable lessons for contemporary Nigeria and beyond. The spirit of the Ekumeku lives on, not just in the history books, but in the hearts of the Anioma people. It is a spirit of resilience, of defiance, of an unyielding belief in the power of freedom. The Ekumeku may have fallen in battle, but their legacy continues to inspire, reminding us that the fight for justice and liberty is a timeless and universal struggle.